Hello everyone, Mr. Scott back here to talk about proportion again. Now we've got a perfectly good numerical method of solving proportion questions, but they're quite likely to want you to use algebra in the exam. So this symbol is likely to come up. What does it mean? It means the words is proportional to. Okay, as soon as you see that symbol, just read it as the words is proportional to. But don't worry too much about it because we get rid of it pretty much straight away. As soon as you see it, replace it with equals k to create an equation. Now, that's not going to make a lot of sense until you've seen it in action. So let's see a worked example. So, when y is 20, x equals 2, find y when x equals 5. That is a fairly standard type of question. It can be expressed more complicated than that. If you like, you can think of this as like the previous questions. If we've got 2 bread rolls that cost 20p, what do 5 cost? So you could do that. You could do that without algebra, but they're asking us to use algebra. So let's have a go at it. Okay? So we are told, and it ought to have said in the question actually, we are told that y is proportional to x. So we write y is proportional to x. That's how we write it in our algebraic shorthand. All right, we immediately turn that into an equation. So this symbol here is immediately replaced by equals k. All right, and we're going to get a mark for being able to do that. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that y is x times by some number. All right, and what we need to know is what is that number. So we use the information we've got here in order to find out. We know that if y is the number 20, then x is the number 2. Keeping everything else the same, y is k times 2. Remember, we don't write a times sign here between letters, but we would need one here. Putting it the other way round to present it in the form we'd normally see it, 20 is 2k. Alright, we don't want 2k, we want just 1k, so get k on its own. How have I done that? Well, by doing the opposite of times by 2. I've done divide by 2. If I do divide by 2 on one side, of course I do divide by 2 on the other side. So we now know that k is the number 10. And what that means then is that we can replace k in this equation by the number 10. So it's no longer y equals kx, it's y equals 10x. We then come and use the second part of the question. We know that x is now the number 5. So y is 10, lots of 5, y is 50. And that's the question done. Let's come back to this. If 2 bread rolls cost 20p, 1 bread roll would cost 10p, so 5 would cost 5 times 10 is 50p. That's all we're saying here. It's just, this is the algebra way of writing it down. They'd like us to be able to do that, but really, this is all that's happening, same as before. Okay, here's one for you to have a go at, try it, and of course, I'll go through it afterwards. Right, let's have a go. So, y is proportional to x, that's how we always start off, and we always then write y equals kx. So that's the same every time. We then replace y and x by these numbers here. So 20 is k times by 2. get k on its own by doing the inverse of times by 2 on both sides. K is 10. And I can then write that y equals 10x. Substitute in this value, y is 10 times by 3, y is 30. You'll see I left an extra mark here for me to write something out. What happened was I forgot that I was rewriting this as 2k. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so as I've said already, we've already got the unitary method for doing these. Yeah, we know how to do these using the unitary method, but the examiners want to see that you know how to do the algebra as well. Okay, have a go at the questions on MathsWatch or on the PowerPoint. Let me know how you get on. Bye for now.